Luka Dončić wanting out of the Lakers could change the entire landscape of the NBA. And the sideline confrontation between him and his head coach, J.J. Redick, that has gone viral on the internet, is where this all starts. On Saturday night, the Los Angeles Lakers picked up a 129-101 victory over the Golden State Warriors at Chase Center. That is a blowout win. That is a game where everybody should be smiling, high-fiving, and feeling good about the direction of the team. But that is not what happened. Instead, cameras caught a tense moment between head coach J.J. Redick and star guard Luka Dončić late in the game. The video, posted by multiple social media accounts on X, shows Luka getting replaced by LeBron in the game against the Golden State Warriors. Dončić was walking back toward the bench after being subbed out when the exchange unfolded. Video circulating on social media showed Redick reaching for Doncic's arm as the two exchanged words. So you have the head coach trying to talk to his franchise player, and the franchise player is not having it. Redick tried to communicate with Doncic after subbing him out, but the guard gave his coach the cold shoulder. Redick followed up aggressively, sharing words with Doncic before walking away. Once seated, Doncic appeared visibly frustrated before standing and stepping back toward his coach. So Luka sat down on the bench, and whatever was going through his mind would not let him stay seated. He got back up and started going toward Redick. That is when teammate Jared Vanderbilt quickly intervened, guiding Doncic away and defusing the situation before it escalated further. A teammate reaches over to grab Luka's arm while Jared Vanderbilt stands up to dance to some music, a bit as if to block Luka from going after Redick. Luka then shakes his head and sits back down. Vanderbilt literally had to create a physical barrier between the franchise player and the head coach during a blowout win. He started dancing as a cover so it would not look like what it was. The fact that a teammate had to physically step in and play peacemaker during a game the Lakers were winning by almost 30 points tells you something. The clip made the rounds online within minutes, and reactions followed just as quickly. The account Brick Center posted on X with the caption "Luka had to be held back from J.J. Redick." The clip quickly went viral on social media, amassing more than 225,000 views. A fan who was in the arena captured their own point of view footage of the whole thing, which also went viral. On that video, one account wrote Luka won't stay long with the Lakers if JJ stays. This is not normal behavior between a coach and its best player. Another person's video overlay read JJ Redick and Luka Dončić going back and forth. They definitely don't like each other. So you have a win, a confrontation, a teammate stepping in to stop it from getting worse, and hundreds of thousands of people watching it unfold in real time online. During a blowout win, that is the context. To be very clear, there is a perspective that says this is nothing. That coaches and players argue all the time. That passion and frustration are part of the game. One fan wrote, "Very normal between coach and player who have a strong connection to express their emotions freely without taking it personally." Another fan offered a different interpretation. They wrote, "Don't think it had anything to do with the game. Looks like Luka is still down on himself." JJ tried to give him a 5. Luka doesn't see and keeps walking. JJ forces it and holds his hand, basically a little offended. Both reads exist, and both could have some truth to them. But to understand why this particular moment has people talking about something much bigger than a single sideline exchange, you have to understand everything that has been building around Luka, the Lakers, and JJ Redick. You cannot understand the current tension without going back to the trade that brought Luka to Los Angeles in the first place. The Luka Dončić-Anthony Davis trade was made on the night of February 1st, 2025, which saw Luka Dončić traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis in a 3-team deal facilitated by the Utah Jazz. It was the first time in NBA history that 2 reigning All-NBA team players were traded for each other mid-season. Let that sit. That had never happened before, and it happened right in the middle of a season. The Lakers received Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris from the Mavericks, while Dallas acquired Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. The deal is considered one of the most unexpected and lopsided trades in NBA history, even though the Mavericks still received an All-NBA player, as Doncic is perceived as a generational player and is almost 6 years younger than Davis. According to an unnamed Lakers source, the Mavericks initially asked for rookie Dalton Knecht and multiple first-round picks in addition to Davis, but Pelinka convinced Harrison that Doncic's conditioning issues warranted a smaller return. Think about that. The Lakers negotiated the Mavericks down by using Luka's conditioning against them. Harrison worried that if Doncic knew he was on the trading block, he could dictate where he's going to go by threatening to trigger his 2026 opt-out clause. So the Mavs did it quickly and quietly. The Mavericks stated that they did not open trade discussions for Doncic with other teams, which drew significant criticism due to the belief that the Mavericks could have started a bidding war and received more value from the trade. The fallout was immense. Harrison was fired by the Mavericks on November 11, 2025, which many commentators attributed to the negative backlash to the trade and the team's sluggish start to the 2025-26 season. At the time of Harrison's firing, the Mavericks' record was 3-8, with the team second to last place in Western Conference standings. Meanwhile, Doncic was averaging 37.1 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 9.1 assists per game for the Lakers, having led the team to an 8-3 record in fourth place in the West. Dallas cratered. Los Angeles soared. It looked like the steal of the decade. But that is the thing about trades this seismic. They change everything, and the ripple effects do not stop. The Lakers positioned Luka as the franchise player immediately. The Lakers have spent just over a year positioning Doncic as the long-term face of the franchise. Front office messaging and roster construction both point toward building around him going forward. LeBron James himself made that clear. Luka is our 26-year-old franchise for this ball club, James said. He don't need to bend his game. It's up to us to bend our game around him and figure it out. So the Lakers gave up Anthony Davis, draft capital, and depth to bring this man in. LeBron James, a four-time champion and arguably the greatest player in the history of the sport, has publicly stated that this is Luka's team now. The entire franchise is being built around one player. That player just had to be physically held back from his head coach during a game they were winning by 28 points, and that is why people are paying attention. Now let's talk about the environment that Luka has been operating in, because this sideline incident did not happen in a vacuum. It happened in the middle of one of the most intense stretches of criticism that Luka has faced since arriving in Los Angeles. Slovenian guard Luka Dončić has been the subject of a lot of criticism of late, be it for his poor defense, his incessant complaining to officials, or his tendency to monopolize the basketball. And this is not just random internet noise. This is analysts, former players, and media members all going after him in the same week. Zach Lowe, one of the most respected basketball analysts in the business, did not hold back on his podcast. He said the whining is back to peak Dallas levels. Max Kellerman went further. He said on air, Luka's statue is going to be him complaining to the refs. Kellerman also went on the Bill Simmons podcast and expanded his criticism beyond just the complaining. He said he complains on every call and doesn't play defense hardly ever. Maybe one of the worst defenders in the game, even though he has the size to play defense. That is a statement about a player averaging over 32 points a game. And it is coming from a platform as big as the Bill Simmons podcast. ESPN analyst Jay Williams went even further. He questioned whether the way Luka plays can actually lead to a championship. He said, I think Luka is one of the most talented players I have seen in the history of the game, but I think he has losing habits. I think he has bad habits. That statement reframed the entire discussion. It is no longer about talent. It is about whether the way he plays undermines winning. Chris Broussard also weighed in, saying, I think it's on the table that Luka never wins a championship. Colin Cowherd piled on as well, claiming it's on Luka to make it work while pointing to what he called regressing athleticism. And even Brian Windhorst, who is usually measured, admitted Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves just aren't capable of forming a good team. They're three very talented players. They're even three unselfish players, but they're all at their best when the ball is in their hands. It was not just national media either. Lakers legend Robert Horry went on the Spectrum Sportsnet broadcast and said, For me, when I watch teams, I like teams that are locked in. I don't want no antics. I just want you to play. That is a seven-time champion and Lakers icon telling Luka that his energy on the court is a problem, and the numbers do back up at least some of the criticism. Luka Dončić allows a blow-by on 41% of his drives, which ranks fourth worst among eligible players in the league. He leads the NBA with 4.1 turnovers per game, and the Lakers rank among the league's worst transition defenses. Because turnovers frequently trigger fast breaks, the two problems feed each other. Former NBA wing Chandler Parsons summed up the blame distribution on his show. He said Luka, Lakers head coach JJ Redick, and president of basketball operations Rob Pelinka will ultimately be the three individuals blamed if the Lakers' woes continue. Parsons noted that no one will blame a 41-year-old LeBron James or a third-option Austin Reeves if this Lakers era goes further south. So that is the backdrop. Luka is hearing it from everywhere. From podcast hosts, from TV analysts, from former players on the Lakers' own broadcast, and all of this is landing right in the middle of a playoff push where the margins are razor thin. Now we need to talk about the dynamic between Luka and JJ Redick specifically, because this is where the tension becomes about something bigger than a single sideline moment. Redick and Doncic have shared a bond since before Redick took the Lakers job last season, as the coach ended his playing career alongside Doncic on the Dallas Mavericks. Doncic has even made special appearances on Redick's podcast before, so these two know each other. They go back years. Over the past few weeks, Interactions between Luka Dončić and JJ Redick often showed a relaxed dynamic. They joked around the facility, competed in shooting games, and spoke like former teammates who understood each other's rhythms. That familiarity made the latest sideline moment stand out. But there is an imbalance in this relationship that cannot be ignored. Redick is only in his second season as a head coach and does not yet have the championship resume that normally gives coaches long-term security in superstar disagreements. That imbalance naturally amplifies any confrontation. So after everything, after the sideline blow-up, after the viral clips, after the wave of media criticism, after the questions about defense, about whining, about losing habits, after all of that, what did Luka Dončić actually say? After leading the Lakers to a 128-104 win over the Kings on Sunday, Luka Dončić had a message for his critics. The day after the confrontation with Redick, Luka went out and dropped 28 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds, shooting 10 of 16 from the field. And after the game, he said, "Obviously, there's a lot of noise outside, but like tonight, we can't pay attention to that." That is it. That is his statement. No drama, no call-out, no addressing the viral clip. Just that there is noise and he is trying not to listen to it. Redick, for his part, sounded like a coach who has no issue with his star. He called Luka a special player and said, "Coach K used to always use the word daring. There's a daring to Luka's game." He also addressed the broader narrative around the team, saying, "The world is falling for us 19 times. It's just part of the nature of this cycle. And our guys bounced back and responded well throughout the season." And then he put the standings into perspective. The Lakers are tied in the loss column for 5th with Denver in the Western Conference and a couple games out of 3rd, and the relationship between Luka and LeBron, which some were also speculating about. The relationship between Luka Dončić and LeBron James has been heavily debated in recent weeks, with critics suggesting there may be underlying tension. However, these speculations were put to bed on Sunday after the two stars embraced each other, following the Lakers' 128-104 win over the Sacramento Kings. In the video, James is seen approaching Doncic and wrapping him in a tight hug, which the Slovenian reciprocated with a warm smile. Lakers fans were quick to react, calling it proof that the tension narrative was manufactured. And the production from Luka since coming back from injury has been elite. Doncic has played well in each of his last 5 outings, since returning from a 4-game absence due to a left hamstring strain. Since his return, he has averaged 30.4 points, 9.0 assists, 6.8 rebounds, 4.8 threes, 1.2 steals, and 0.8 blocks over 35.4 minutes per game. On the season, Doncic has carried much of the offensive load, with averages of 32.5 points, 8.6 assists, and 7.7 rebounds across 48 games. JJ Redick himself said that Luka Dončić fully accepts the responsibility that comes with being the best player and leader of this team, calling him a major stakeholder for the Lakers. And NBA legend James Worthy praised him too, saying, "He can always get his points, but when he's involving his teammates early, it jumpstarts the whole team and shows that he's sharing and looking to make plays." Despite the viral clip, Luka Dončić and JJ Redick's relationship appears unaffected. Their verbal spat did not seem to cause any issues for the Lakers, as they grabbed a commanding win against the Golden State Warriors, defeating them 129-101. Doncic continued his good run on Sunday, scoring 28 points, as the Lakers defeated the Sacramento Kings 128-104, grabbing their second consecutive win. Still, behavior after the moment matters more than the moment itself. There were no continued gestures, no visible separation on the bench, and no carryover into the following night. That is important. Actions after the incident tell you more than the incident itself. And right now, Luka and Redick appear to be on the same page. The Lakers won 2 in a row. Luka put up his numbers. Redick praised him publicly. LeBron and Luka hugged it out. There were no continued signs of fracture. But here is what everybody needs to watch going forward. With the regular season tightening, chemistry matters if they hope to avoid the play-in tournament. The Lakers sit in 6th place in the Western Conference. The Lakers' success seems inherently tied to the version of Doncic they get on a night-to-night basis. When he is locked in, they blow teams out. When he is not, they get blown out. There is no in-between. And there is a bigger question looming over all of this. Despite the criticism, Doncic remains firmly in the MVP conversation. He is 5th on the latest NBA MVP ladder, behind SGA, Jokic, Cade Cunningham, and Victor Wembanyama. He is putting up numbers that put him in a historic category. And yet the conversation around him is about whether he has losing habits, whether his defense is too bad, whether he complains too much, whether his coach can control him, whether he even wants to be here. Luka Dončić did not say he wants to leave the Lakers. He did not demand a trade. He did not trash his coach in a press conference. What he did was get into a heated moment on the sideline during a blowout win. answer it the next night with 28-9, and then tell reporters that there is a lot of noise outside and he is not paying attention to it. But the NBA does not work on statements, it works on optics. And right now, the optics say that Luka Dončić, the franchise player the Lakers traded Anthony Davis for, the player LeBron James called our franchise, is visibly frustrated that the coach he has known for years had to be blocked from a confrontation by a dancing Jared Vanderbilt, that the media is piling on, that the team keeps losing its losses by double digits, and that the window for this version of the Lakers may be closing faster than anyone anticipated. If the 2026-27 Lakers aren't a different animal than what we are looking at now, this franchise will be in a ton of trouble. That is the truth of the situation. The talent is there. The numbers are there. The question is whether the pieces around Luka, the coaching relationship, the roster construction, and the chemistry are enough to make it all work before it falls apart. The next game is Tuesday against the New Orleans Pelicans, and every game after that will tell us more about whether this team is building towards something or falling apart in slow motion. Right now, Luka says there is noise outside. He says he is not listening. The question is whether the Lakers organization is listening and what they plan to do about it before it is too late. Because if Luka decides this is not where he wants to be, everything changes. For the Lakers, for the Western Conference, for the entire league. And that is not speculation. That is just how it works when a player of this caliber gets to decide his future. The Lakers need to get this right. They might not get another chance.